Hi there. Lots of my clients get really confused about what they need to include on their website to be legally compliant. And often, because of this confusion, it's just something they procrastinate and put off. It's not something that they see as being really important in their business, so they just keep not getting around to it. But actually, it is really important that you get these things right so that you give off the correct professional image. And I'm going to tell you about the 4 things that you need to cover off on your website to be legally compliant. And P.S., they're not that difficult. So once you know what these things are, you can just get on and get them done. So the first thing is you need a privacy policy. And you need a privacy policy which is up to date and complies with GDPR. And the privacy policy can sit on the bottom of your homepage. It can be a link to your privacy policy, but it just needs to sit there so that people can link and find out about what your privacy policy is. So that's number 1, a GDPR compliant privacy policy. And PS, be really careful if you're tempted to just pinch things that you find online, because lots of the policies out there are not up to date and don't comply with GDPR. As you know all too well, although the law changed in 2018, so lots of people haven't caught up yet, so watch out for that. Number 2, you need to comply with cookie regulations. So I would say it's highly likely that your website does use cookies. And if your website does use cookies, then there are 2 things you need to do to cover off your obligations in relation to that. The first thing is there needs to be something that when visitors come onto your website, it lets them know that you do use cookies. So you'll be aware from this yourself from kind of visiting other people's websites, but this often will be a pop-up that will pop up and say, by the way, we use cookies on our website, please click here to let me know that you comply. So it can be a pop-up, but sometimes it can be a banner, for example. It doesn't have to be a pop-up, but something that brings to the attention of people when they come onto your website that you do use cookies. And then you also need a cookie policy. So that can sit kind of at the bottom of your homepage with the privacy policy. You can have a link to your cookie policy there, but also in either the pop-up or the banner or whatever method you use to let people know that you use cookies, then you should have a link to your cookie policy there as well. So, moving on to the third thing you need to cover off. The third thing you need is a website terms of use. Now, this is where a lot of confusion arises because my clients find it hard sometimes to understand or think that their terms and conditions, if they're selling products and services, is the same as the website terms of use, and it's not. They're 2 different things. So obviously your terms and conditions relating to your products and services are all about your relationship with your customers and your clients and about the products and services that you provide. The website terms of use is completely different. The website terms of use govern the relationship between visitors to your website and your website. So actually, nothing to do with buying your products and services. It's the stage before that. It's about visitors to your website. And it does a number of important things. The first of those is it protects the intellectual property in your website. So it makes sure that everyone who visits your website knows that the content on the website, the copy that you spent ages writing yourself or paying someone else to write for you, and the images and your logo and your branding and all of that, it lets people know that you own the intellectual property in that and they can't use it unless you allow them to use it. So that's really, really important for your business because the IP of your business is a really important asset. And the other thing it does is it manages people's expectations about the website, that you can't guarantee it will always be up because things might happen. And it manages expectations in relation to the information on there. So it lets people know it's not bespoke advice just for them, it's just for general information purposes and various other things. But those I would say are the main important points. So yeah, important to get your website terms of use up there. And then the final thing is if you collect any personal data on your website, and by that it's probably likely to be names and email addresses, either on a contact sheet or if you're giving away a free gift with a kind of opt-in page, you really need to make sure that you get the correct consent from people as to how you use their data to make sure that you can do with it what you want to do with it. So if you want to add people to your email list and stay in touch with them about your products and services, then you need to make sure that you get the correct consent when they opt in. So those are the 4 areas that you need to cover off. And I really hope now that that's going to stop you procrastinating and you will take action and get those things in place, because although they don't seem the most important thing in your business, I promise you, anybody who knows anything about business, if they come onto your website and you don't have those things there, they're going to think that you're not on top of your game, and your business deserves more than that. So get these things in place so you have that lovely professional appearance, and people will have confidence in dealing with you. If this has been useful, I'd be so grateful if you could like it and leave a comment maybe saying thanks, and also share it with any of your business buddies, any of your entrepreneurial friends. And also, I'm running a free training, so the details of the free training around here, and you can click and sign up to that free online training where I'll be telling you about more hints and tips to get your business legally covered. I'd love to see you there. Thanks so much for listening. Bye bye.